After some technical difficulties, we are back. Good evening, good morning, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you are having a good one. I am Thor, and welcome to this thing I am doing called Thor's Entertainment. This is where I play through video games that I enjoy, and in this case, I am looking to retire one. This is going to be my Batman Arkham Knight playthrough, and I'm looking to get the footage so I can stop playing this game and just look back on it if I want to. The shenanigans will now be elevated to tomfoolery as we return to Gotham. I am continuing the City of Fear storyline in my Arkham Knight playthrough. I mentioned technical difficulties, so, full disclosure, I had to redo the footage of this episode, similar to what I had to do for the Cursed episode number 4. Just nowhere near as bad. The original copy of the video was skipping frames quite a bit, and the video was an eyesore to watch, so I just did it over, and now it's good to go. So if you notice any differences in abilities, that's why. This is part 7, and there is a lot to go over, so here is my attempt at a speedy recap. This is what has happened so far. Scarecrow threatened Gotham City with fear toxin, causing the whole city to evacuate. To keep Gotham under control, he has partnered up with a new Arkham Knight character and hired an army's worth of mercenaries. Together, they have blown up Ace Chemicals, they have killed Barbara Gordon, and they've hidden a new cloudburst weapon somewhere within the city. That cloudburst weapon is intended to spread fear toxin at incredible rates and going far distances, and keeps it from dissipating. That cloudburst weapon was made by pharmaceutical rich guy Simon Stagg. Simon Stagg had plans of double crossing Scarecrow and using the fear toxin and cloudburst for his own purposes. But that plan was sniffed out and ruined by the Arkham Knight Scarecrow duo. They stole the cloudburst back, and they escaped. We then left Simon Stagg in his blimp, since he was no longer really useful for anyone. With cloudburst in the antagonist's possession, we are limited on time and options before it detonates. One of the few options we have is Poison Ivy. She happens to be immune to the fear toxin and can use ancient plants to dissipate the gas. That being said, we helped her grow a few of these miracle plants, and we're now trying to use them as a last defense effort before she got bored, and then she started attacking tanks that ultimately alerted the militia to her presence. Oops. Well, we stopped a wave of the enemies, but the pressure is getting a little bit greater now, since there's no more hiding from the enemy. Alfred is still using the Batwing aircraft to search for the cloudburst. All we have to do now is prepare for the worst case outcome and try finding cloudburst to stop it. Oh, and I suppose I should mention we were briefly interrupted by Harley Quinn in the last episode, but when that issue was settled, we went back to the main plot. We now find ourselves checking up on Poison Ivy after all the tanks came to attack her, and we are going to make sure she's good before we resume our search for the cloudburst.
You're not safe here. The Knight knows where you are. You're coming with me.
I won't leave them. They can't do it alone. They need me.
Sir, I think you may wish to take a look at Perdition Bridge. The Batwing has located the cloudburst. Scans reveal it is manned and emitting a huge amount of energy.
The Arkham Knight. Ivy, get down!
It's worse than I thought. My plants are dying.
The cloudburst is amplifying the effect of the toxin.
You need to destroy that device, or my plants won't be able to protect Gotham.
You'll die if you stay here.
We'll both die unless you stop him.
Sir, I've never seen a chemical agent dispersed so fast.
I know, Alfred. It's bad.
And, sir, the cloudburst's energy field burnt out the Batmobile's power core. What will you do?
I'm going after Stag. He created the cloudburst. He'll have the means to destroy it.
Very astute, Master Bruce. I only hope you can find him. But please, sir, be careful of the gas.
What we have on display just below us is some glorious plot convenience. The gas disbursement stops rising just a few feet away from Poison Ivy and Batman. Now, maybe I unlocked the Wayne Tech upgrade for plot armor and I just forgot about it. I'll take it. And back to the blimps we go.
Do you see this, Batman? Your poisoned, desolate city. It's people tearing out each other's throats, their own throats, in terror. The world sees it too. Next, the world will see what happens to the man who tries to stop me. And when it does, the world will know fear. You aren't fighting for Gotham tonight. You're fighting for every desperate fool who thinks that when their worst fears come to pass, a hero might come and save them. And you're losing.
We are going to find a James Bond villain again.
Look at this guy. He's broken bones he didn't even know he had. You, sir, just got a taste of the new dynamic duo.
Stag's increased the level of security since we last spoke. Guess he knew I'd be back. Only way past this door is via his voice print.
Keeping in mind that this is my second recording, I am about to have a very unique opportunity to have a do-over. I mentioned in the last episode that my first playthrough was done with my TV mostly muted. This time I have the volume on and I can actually hear Simon's voice, unlike Harley Quinn's in the last episode. So, now I have a personal challenge to get this voice synthesizing done in just a few tries, since there are no audio excuses anymore. I no longer just have to guess. Number 3. Number 4. And hell yeah, only a few tries. The wonders of actually playing the game as it was intended. Now that I'm thinking about it, these parts must be really annoying for people who cannot hear. Has anyone experienced that in this game before by chance?
Stag got out somehow. The militia won't spare him if they track him down. I should deal with them first before I look for him. I've synthesized the Arkham Knight's voice. I should be able to order his men around.
So, you will notice that there are 2 drones flying around. I'll go ahead and admit that I completely forgot that the remote hacking device can blind them. Again, I did the same thing in the last video with the sentry guns on top of the movie studio, so I am getting into a bit of a bad habit of forgetting that I have good options for annoying problems. Since I am getting forgetful as hell, I do this the hard way and get caught and get lit up by the drones a few times before choosing a much more reliable option. And here we go, getting zapped needlessly in the back by a super preventable problem. Time to run away and go spam a much better option. First off, screw this guy and his drone. And now back in the vent to wait for his friends to show up. And now is a good time to take away their medical care. The militia should have really pushed for better health benefits. Back to the hidey hole. I think that is their last medical care provider, and that makes 4 people incapacitated courtesy of the vent. All praise spamming the vent. So, will I stop exploiting the vent? No. No, I will not. Vent attack! Nothing can stop the almighty vent crawler. Damn it! Zapped by a drone again. Run away! Success! All but one enemy falls before the glory of the vent. The ultimate stealth tool. Eat your heart out, Solid Snake.
Fingerprints on file. I can pick up his trail at the container and track him down. Okay, Stag. Where are you hiding?
The biolab team is down. Deploy serpent drones to all exits. Batman does not leave that ship.
Sir, the cloudburst is active. He can't stop us.
He doesn't get that chance.
Yes, sir. Serpent's activated and moving into position.
It's too late, Batman. I already have the cloudburst. Stag can't help you now. Find him, men. Throw the old bastard out of his own blimp.
While we quickly look for Simon Stagg, I feel I should give you a little bit of a warning for what is to come in this episode. When we got to the blimp, we had a group fight, and then we had this stealth map, and I really hope you enjoyed both. I think those are the only ones in the entire episode. So, what does that leave for the rest of the time? About a half hour or so? Just a lot of Batmobile challenges. It is required to advance the story. I just felt I should let you know what you're getting yourself into, and that's just going to be non-stop Batmobile until the very end.
Come here. Please, don't hurt me.
Tell me how to stop the cloudburst.
Or so help me, I will hold you responsible for each and every person Scarecrow has killed.
It's surrounded by a nimbus field. It helps spread the toxin, amplify the effects. Any vehicle not using a nimbus cell will be fried.
Then you won't mind if I borrow one.
No, of course not. By all means.
Get in there. Alfred, Stag's given me a way to take on the Cloudburst tank.
Given? How kind.
I'm heading back to the Batmobile. I need to find a way to fit this Nimbus cell to the main power drive.
But sir, Crane's toxin can be absorbed through the suit's fibers. Not even a gas mask could protect you. If you're in there too long, there's no telling what could happen.
Then I need to work fast.
Alright, we have the trinket that we needed to get the Batmobile up and going after the cloudburst basically EMP'd our ride. So consider this our last flight across the city until we end the episode, depending on how long that takes. I'm going to fly through this as quickly as possible so that we can just get through all the tank battles and, vehicle gameplay. I know it's not probably the most fun thing to watch long term, so I'm going to try and keep it short. Hopefully, I can keep it short and finish this in record time. Also, those red lights on buildings would imply that some of the Occupy Gotham side missions are still active. Those are the side missions where you can take out rooftop militia. I had no idea they were still fightable in this part of the game. It makes sense since they're on rooftops, which are above the fear toxin, but I always thought that the Cloudburst section just stopped all the side missions. That, and I've never left the Occupy Gotham missions available this long, so it is cool to see that these side missions specifically are still available in these conditions. Kind of gives them an apocalyptic fight feeling.
How did you persuade Poison Ivy to come rallying to the aid of the city she despises? Threat, blackmail, charm. She's dying. My toxin strikes at the minds of humans, but it leeches the life from her. Dr. Isley cannot stop me, but how noble you were to make her Gotham's first line of defense.
No turning back now, Bats. It's time to face your fears.
Master Bruce, I hope you're not planning what I think you're planning. It would be reckless and irresponsible even by your standards.
It's the only option, Alfred.
Sir, even if the gas doesn't immediately incapacitate you, another dose could cause long-term psychological trauma.
I have no choice. I need to remove the power core slowly, or the failsafe lock will kick in.
This is it, Bats. Can you feel the rush of that delicious toxin burning through your veins, creeping into that demented mind of ours? I sure can. I'm getting stronger, Bruce. I'm more alive with every breath you take.
Son, you're running out of time. Get out of there now.
Stay calm. Take deep, slow breaths. Deep, slow breaths. All that effort must be tiring you out. You're getting sleepy, Bats. Rock-a-bye, Batsy. I'm getting free. Soon you'll be the one trapped inside me. So keep taking breaths, great lungfuls of fear. Soon Bats will be gone. I'll kill him. Kill every brain cell. Your gray matter's turning green.
Master Bruce, are you all right? Sir, are you there?
Give me a moment, Alfred. I'll be fine.
Master Bruce, are you okay?
Better.
Thank goodness. That's a relief indeed. You should know, sir, that the levels of fear toxin in the atmosphere are interfering with the Batmobile's scanners. You may struggle to track the cloudburst.
Ivy, I can't track the cloudburst in this gas. Clear out as much as you can.
I can't, Batman. My plans are too weak.
Then tell me where to find another.
There's a tree buried deep beneath Founders Island. The Miyagani people called her Ayana.
I'll find it.
The anarchy of terror. Join them in the toxin, Batman. Stop fighting
I'm on Founder's Island. Time to scan for Iona's roots.
All right, time for more tree growing. That's right, we are going green when the door opens. Why isn't the door opening? Ah, hell, I forgot a step. Okay, we have to detect the roots at the church courtyard or cemetery first. Port Adams comes later. Here we go. Okay, that's the wrong courtyard. Ah, graves. Okay, this is where I need to be.
Alfred, I've located Ivy's plan to process the remaining toxin, but the sonar can't penetrate deep enough to release it.
One moment, sir. The new extension to the Gotham subway is under construction directly beneath your location. I believe you'll find an access point in Port Adams. Will that suffice?
It's a start. Send me the location. I've reached the container yard, Alfred. I need access.
Of course, sir. I must warn you.
Ivy, your plant's buried too deep. I need to head underground.
Hurry, please.
It's a trap.
So, the fear toxin fog is covering the city, and that is pretty cool. Getting to fly just above it and dive through it is pretty awesome as well. And there's no other atmosphere quite like this in the entire Arkham series. But I always find myself thinking about the same thing every time I play through this part of the game. The dialogue in Arkham Knight has gone out of its way to tell the player that this is the biggest and baddest batch of fear toxin ever made. It is so strong that no protective gear known to man can keep you from being exposed and influenced by it. We even get to see how crazy the hallucinations are thanks to Officer Owens at the start of the game. I went back and checked this playthrough specifically, and we are in the diner and hallucinating in roughly 1 minute and 40 seconds. After that time, everyone in the building was trying to rip each other's throats out. In this video, Batman hits the fear toxin when he dives with the Joker and gets inside the Batmobile in about 1 minute and 30 seconds. There's only a difference of about 10 seconds, and Batman got the full cloud burst apocalypse fear toxin exposure. Officer Owens just got what Scarecrow described as a few ounces. The Batsuit has plenty of plot armor built into it, but Bruce was inhaling way more of the stuff, the worst stuff, for a comparable amount of time to Officer Owens. Yet, Batman is barely hallucinating any more than he was, well, the entire game when he was seeing the Joker. In fact, he is incredibly functional down here. I mean, he is actively wiping out dozens of vehicles designed for war. I'm just saying it is really convenient that Batman is somehow basically not impacted by the fear toxin here. This man should be having the worst trip of his entire life right now.
Rattler's been hit. Diamondback's hit.
I get to be the one who killed the city. Me. Your time will come.
Diamondback down.
Scarecrow, you read me? He took out the container yard drones. He's wasting his time. There's nothing there. Nothing we know of.
I can't believe you're still running errands for that titillating tree hugger. Honestly, Bats, I thought we were making progress here. Are you really gonna let Plant Lady turn this place into her own personal garden? Have you seen what's happening out there? It's a Joker wonderland.
What do you seek in those tunnels, Batman? Hope? You will find none. I once searched for terror in chemistry. I thought perfectly arranged atoms could unlock the demons in a man's mind. You proved me wrong.
Ah, I was wrong. I thought all of the stealth and fighting as Batman was left behind in Stag's airships. Yet here I get to sneak around these tanks. Sure, it is more tank stuff technically, but at least it is a brief break from being in the Batmobile. I get to blind some tanks, but there's no violence or destruction while on foot as Batman. I guess we're just gonna be creeping around.
The drone sensors are temporarily disabled, but I can only hack one at a time. So the previous drone will be back online.
I feel like the second one probably should have seen me, but it doesn't, so that's cool. That means way less bullet holes for me and no chance of lead poisoning, so to speak. I definitely feel like the third one should have seen me when I was grapple gunning my way up, but maybe the operator was having a sandwich or something. Oh no, wait. This is Gotham City. The operator was definitely eating French toast. Alright, we are now back to the theme of the episode. I hope you did not mind that brief on foot interruption of the Batmobile simulator. To make up for that lack of Batmobile, we now gift you a brief tank battle. We hope this lack of Batmobile was not too much of an inconvenience for you.
You won't beat me next
How can the world know fear, true dread, when it has you? A stalwart knight, ever ready to slay monsters. Fear isn't pure biology, Batman. It's more than instinct. True fear is the absence of hope. And hope is the spread wings of a bat, shining on the clouds.
Oh, you're not still digging around for Ida's ancient shrubbery, are you? It's over, Bats. Barbara's dead, Gotham's choking on Scarecrow's crazy juice, and your popularity's falling faster than the Flying Graysons on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. There's nothing left to fight for.
You promised that Gotham would be safe, protected. But what does the world see now? My toxin choking its streets, blotting out the moonlight, poisoning the saplings you thought could stop me. And now, Dark Knight, I turn to you. But don't be afraid. It's not your life that needs ending. It's your myth. The hope that you stand for. The hope that dies tonight.
Oh, happy accident. Found a Riddler trophy. Now, back to the Batmobile nonsense.
Do you need me to spell it out for you? Scarecrow's won! There's no city left to save. So quit with the heroics and start embracing your Joker side.
I need to stay within range of the remote control.
Oh no, not the water. Ooh, don't want a death like that. Yet again, driving is my biggest weakness. Alright, let's get out of this damn tunnel already.
Master Bruce, my sincerest apologies, but my search for the Arkham Knight's identity has proved fruitless.
Nothing?
I have a short list of candidates we cannot fully eliminate, but no, I have no likely suspects.
Shift focus to former Arkham staff. Hugo Strange had ulterior motives. Quincy Sharp was unstable.
Are you saying the Arkham Knight is a co-conspirator looking to finish their work?
Exactly.
Up, up, and away.
It's free.
Drawing attention.
You need to protect it. I don't know how much longer I can hold on.
Sergeant, there's a weed grown tall in Divinity Churchyard. Cut it down. Sending drones in now, sir.
Keep the fight near the churchyard, Batman. That's where I can strike.
Alright, I think this is the largest tank battle that we've had to do so far. In fact, I think there are only 2 more tank battles on this scale for the rest of the game. Wow, we are really close to being done with the City of Fear story. I'd say we probably have 1 or 2 more episodes of the actual story left. Maybe 3 if I do something separate for the New Game Plus or a 100% completion ending. Which the additional ending, I think, is just a bonus ending scene. Yeah, cutscene. After all of the Batmobile in this episode, only having a few more big vehicle battles left in the entire playthrough is pretty great to think about. Sadly, this is not the last lengthy Batmobile battle even in this episode. The one remaining has way less drones, but the fight itself still takes forever to complete. We will be getting to that here soon enough. And by soon enough, I mean just a little less than 20 tanks to go. Which is still a lot. I mean, it's basically half of every tank in this entire battle. So yeah, this one's taking a little while. It'd be taking a lot less time if maybe Poison Ivy stepped it up a little bit. I mean, geez, come on, Poison Ivy. I'm gonna need you to do a little bit better here. I know you're trying to purify all of the fear toxin and save all of Gotham City with just 3 plants, but I'm really not asking that much of you.
Scarecrow, Divinity's assault's taking heavy losses. Don't fret. This tree won't make any difference. Ivy isn't strong enough to purify Gotham. No one is.
You see, Poison Ivy? Even Scarecrow's calling you out. I'm really gonna need you to start giving us 110% here. Oh, I get it. You're just not a team player. I knew I should have went and found Swamp Thing instead. Oh, wait a minute. We only have 5 drones to go. And with another plant in play, we're actually really close to clearing up all this fear toxin. The debacle is almost over! Thank you, Poison Ivy, for all of the assistance. It was kind of rough there for a moment, but you made a real comeback.
Gonna need more tanks. No, now he needs to face me. Batman, just stop! Stop acting like a hero. Stop thinking you can save anything. Oh, you found another tree. Well, I've still got the cloudburst. You want to finish this? Come to Bleak Island. Then It'll be over.
Batman, I've cleared as much of the toxin as I can. You must find the cloudburst. It's killing my plans.
I'll destroy it. Just hang on. Alfred, raise the bridges. He's not getting off Bleak Island.
Are you sure, sir?
Get the Batwing to scan the cloudburst. Find a weakness. I'll take out the Cobra tanks on guard.
Sir, you're entrapping yourself with an enemy that has you severely outgunned.
No, I'm trapping him.
Alright, the time has come. We finally get a real fight against the Arkham Knight. And... it's another fucking tank battle. You know, I'm not mad. It's just really disappointing. I don't know. I can't help but think this probably would not have been so bad if it were not for the sheer volume of these fights prior to now. Like in episode 3, there were nearly 100 vehicles destroyed. I recall that since I did that goofy montage at the very end. Then in this episode, we had like 50 vehicles to destroy in Port Adams, then another 40 at the church just a moment ago, and now these guys. Then throw in every other vehicle up to this point in every other episode, and we're easily over 300 destroyed. And that's all even before we get to the Arkham Knight's tank. It is just a lot of drone fatigue. And that makes this just a bit less enjoyable. To their credit, this tank is different than any other that we've faced up to this point. But geez, 300 plus. After over 300, it just leaves me wanting anything else. Oh well, let's just hit and run these last few guys, then deck the Arkham Knight in the schnoz. So, Scarecrow, haven't heard from you in a little while. Got any words of wisdom for us?
Drone offline. Sending a Cobra to support. Your escort is almost gone, Knight. Protect the cloudburst. Withdraw. You can't defeat me. The cloudburst is too powerful.
Hey, thank you, Scarecrow. We really appreciate you stopping by, and we always appreciate hearing from you. Well, you heard him, folks. Scarecrow is ticked off. But hey, there are only a few more Cobra tanks left, so we are close to finishing this. Okay, everybody, wave goodbye to another one.
We've lost one. Programming Cobra to respond. What do you think you're doing? Finishing the job. This is not the plan we agreed upon. It's a plan that works. Scarecrow can choke on his toxin, Batman. He wants you to suffer. I just want you dead.
Cloudburst has been mounted onto the Arkham Knight's personal tank. Both are too well armored for a direct assault.
How's the cloudburst operating?
Its power source is internal, but the device has been modified with a coolant system to avoid overheating.
That's the weak point. A rupture will set off a chain reaction, destroy the cloudburst, and could take out the tank as well.
I'm reconfiguring your scanner to locate the vehicle's coolant lines. Good luck, sir.
The coolant lines run close to the surface of the tank. I should be able to rupture them with a shell from the 60mm cannon. But one strike won't be enough, and I can't stay near that gun. Attack and fall back is my only option.
Alright, one coolant line down, and now let's run like hell. And we have a gigantic lead on the Arkham Knight, so as long as I don't run into too many walls, this should be a good and easy start. Yeah, don't let him catch up, or there's going to be catastrophic damage pretty quickly.
He's trying to overheat the cloudburst. Leave now. He cannot win! You will have your chance to kill him. I'm not waiting anymore.
So far, so good. Let's find the Arkham Knight's tank again, because it is time to shoot another one. There you are! And boom!
Real damage looks like.
Run! Okay, I don't have such a huge lead on the Arkham Knight this time, so I am going to need to take a bunch of twists and turns to avoid letting him have a clear shot. Oh boy, that tactic is failing and the damage is adding up. Okay, Thor, we cannot take any more damage, so I'm going to need you to repeat after me. I will not wreck. I will not run into walls. I will not hydroplane. I will not have a Batmobile lose the wheel and the Joker get away. None of that. Ah, crap, stop shooting me!
You can't run! The cloudburst is not fate, Knight. It is mine. And Batman is mine.
Alright, I don't love that we are already just over half health, but we can get this back under control. Probably.
I know these streets.
We do just have 2 things left to shoot after all. Then the actual fight starts, and I am not sure if my health replenishes before that or not. Hopefully, half health is going to be enough to knock out the 2 coolant lines and maybe possibly still win the actual fight. 1 more is down, and it is time to get the hell out of here. Alright, I have a good enough lead.
I won't stop.
Ah, crap, no I don't, no I don't. Looking for a good spot just to keep driving around a building and keep the Arkham Knight from chipping away at my health anymore.
Catch you in my sights.
Well, it could be better, but no damage this time. I just need to stop driving into crap. Ah, he ran into me. He has never done that to me before. I guess he just must have some pent-up aggression from all the losing he's done in my other playthroughs. I guess constantly losing gets to a man.
The cloudburst won't withstand another strike. Retreat. No. It's to the end.
The explosion disabled the main cannon. Now I can get close and concentrate fire on the cloudburst.
You won't win. Ever.
Well, that answers the question of whether or not I would get any health back after the coolant part. I guess half health is just gonna have to be enough. I'll try to stealth it for now. To damage him, and to win this fight, we need to shoot the orange part on the front of his tank. Bullets or missiles will do the trick, doesn't matter which, and he still sucks at going around corners, so we're gonna need to take advantage of that. Now I am just going to run like hell, like we have been practicing this whole time. So far, so good. I'll just take my shots when clear, or when he goes around the corners. Shit. Devastating damage in very quickly. He's got a big life lead on me. At this point, we may need to come up with a new plan. Okay, hit and run is not working. I really don't want to die here. So, I'm just going to try to keep him circling the building. I'm going to shoot him as soon as he crosses the corner, and immediately start ducking behind the next side of the building right after that. I'll keep the bullets going at all times and maybe be able to get one missile off before having to hide behind cover again. This is going to be slow as hell, but the method might work, and he shouldn't be able to shoot me before I shoot him in theory. So yeah, it is going to be very slow here, but I really don't want to die here either. Rushing it will probably just lead to the second death of this playthrough. Oh wow, it's only been 2. Actually, it's kind of nice to think that I've been able to stay alive this long. It's a really good streak. Besides that, taking it slow here will probably still be faster than dying, resetting, and having to take out all the Cobra tanks and the coolant lines all over again.
I can still beat you.
Even if it is just a sliver of health, let's try to take this guy out. Living by just a hair is fine by me. It is still a tall order, but we are chipping away at that life lead. Hold out hope, people. Hold out hope. We can pull this one off. We can pull off the comeback. Damn, we're close. We both have about the same amount of health now. Is this going to be wrestling victory from the jaws of defeat? Or me about to drop the ball and screw this up at the last possible second? Let's find out. Going back to the topic of all of the vehicles that we have destroyed throughout this playthrough, and the non-stop shooting of that gun and cannon throughout this fight, it really makes you think, how much ammo does the Batmobile actually carry? Like, what is its max capacity? How much do I have left? When am I finally going to go empty? And whenever I do go empty, how do you reload this thing? Actually, I don't even think you reload this thing. I think this is the disposable Batmobile, and every time you run out of ammo, Bruce has to fly in a new Batmobile. That's the only way he can shoot more. He has to have a new one. Alright, where are we at? Okay, we're getting a little bit closer. Just a little bit more. Don't fall asleep, people. I swear we are reaching the end of this thing. Well, I think we are anyway. Yes! It is done. It is finally over. I can finally get out of this Batmobile.
Sir, the Arkham Knight. Did you subdue him?
He's gone.
You, don't sound entirely sure, sir.
Ivy, I've destroyed the cloudburst. Purify the remaining toxin as fast as you can.
Ivy.
I fear you may be too late, sir. Scans reveal the toxin is overwhelming Ivy's plants.
I'm heading to her now.
The cloudburst was mine. My greatest weapon, my instrument of fear. I will exact vengeance for this upon you and all your allies, like Poison Ivy. My toxin overwhelms her. She's paying the price for opposing me right now.
It might sound dumb, but it's very nice just to be gliding around again. I mean, just flying around to go see Poison Ivy sounds fantastic after, you know, all the Batmobile. I mean, we were in it almost the entire episode. It's just nice to be mixing things up again. And I'm really looking forward to popping the champagne with Poison Ivy so we can celebrate a job well done.
Ivy.
sir. The gas cloud is dissipating. You did it. You and Poison Ivy, I mean. We underestimated the humanity that remains within her.
She's gone, Alfred. Clearing the toxin took everything she had.
Oh, I see. Her final act was a noble one.
I need to find Scarecrow before anyone else dies. Do you have any leads?
Nothing concrete, sir. But the GCPD comms room might. They're currently puzzled by an encrypted transmission sent on a SWAT channel from within the city. Most odd, given there are no SWAT officers currently in the field. Then, of course, there are the numerous unsolved cases that still require your attention. With the toxin clear, now would be the perfect time to reassert your control of the city.
You actually believe you've won, don't you, Batman? Savor this fleeting delusion of victory. The Arkham Knight may have fled in terror, but now his army answers to me. For even as my toxin dissipates, it leaves behind a forsaken city, forever tainted by your failure. Tonight, the myth of Batman dies, and Gotham dies with it.
That is as big an ending as we are going to get for this episode. So it is time to wrap things up and recap what we accomplished. We got back on track with the real story after Harley Quinn had derailed it in the last episode. That started off with Poison Ivy and Batman seeing the cloud burst detonate, and then it spread fear toxin all over the city. With some tech support from Simon Stagg, we got the Batmobile running again. We then embraced the theme of the episode and vehicular combated our way to one more of Ivy's ancient plants. Once we found it, Poison Ivy grew it to a mature state, and at that point we had a legit shot of clearing the gas. We just had one more obstacle in our way. We had to find and stop the cloudburst, prevent it from detonating again. We then did just that. We found the Arkham Knight, and in the process began a tank battle with him. By beating the Arkham Knight, we also destroyed the Cloudburst in the same fight. After beating the Arkham Knight, we got back to Poison Ivy as quickly as we could. Once we got back, we witnessed her dying act, clearing Scarecrow's fear toxin. After watching Poison Ivy pass away, Alfred reached out to us. He tipped us off that there was a SWAT communication that we need to investigate. To progress the plot, that's exactly what we're going to do at the beginning of the next episode. The next time you hear from me, it's going to be episode 8. Until then, take care. I'll see you around.